The #1 blog during this time of the year for preserving is pickled asparagus on my website, by far, because asparagus right now is in season. It's growing, it's great. I mean, we can eat it fresh all we want, or just, serve it up, saute it. However, pickling it allows it to be consumed throughout the year. And this brine is something I created many, many moons ago, and it's still one of the best contents on my website. So if you are interested in learning how to pickle asparagus, I'm going to show you how to do it. The recipe can be found on my website at afarmgirlinthemaking.com. Just go ahead and search pickle asparagus and the recipe is yours. But for this video, we're just going to show you how to do it because there are some things in there that many recipes don't have. For example, blanching your asparagus prior to adding them to the jars, how to place them in the jars so you're not losing delicious tops to them, and then what makes my brine different than any other brine. So come on along and we're going to make some pickled asparagus. To maximize the full yield of your asparagus, go ahead and order. If you can find them at Walmart or anywhere else, you can get them on Amazon.com. I'll put the link in here in the descriptions. These are jars that are specifically designed for asparagus. They're actually great for drinking as well too. These are 24-ounce wide mouth jars. These asparagus fit perfectly in here and you get to utilize very much of the asparagus. If you went ahead and use like regular mouth jars or wide mouth, just the quart size jars, what happens is you lose so much of the product. With these, you get to maintain a lot of the product. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and measure your jar to your asparagus. So you know that your initial cut is going to be pretty much right here. So this is how much gets to go into a wide mouth jar. This is what's going to fit. This is what your base cut is going to be. And then from there, we'll go ahead and we'll start filling our jar with the asparagus from that point. Reserve your stalks because you can use them to add to soups if you really would like to, or you could go ahead and use them to making bone broth. These add a little bit of flavor to them as well too. So reserve them, freeze them up until you're ready to use them. I go ahead and I place them as much as I'm going to need into little vacuum sealed bags and just drop them in as I go. That's it. Don't discard these, save them. Your next step is going to be blanch your asparagus in boiling water, but only do it for about 10 seconds. From there, you're going to take it out of the boiling water and dip it into ice cold water to stop the cooking process. This type of lemon is used just specifically for just appeal. For the looks of the whole matter, they're actually beautiful in the jar. You've got to remember, bottled lemon juice has more acidity than fresh lemon. So if you're going to do something like this by adding the fresh lemon to the bottom of a jar, you want to use bottled lemon juice as well too to increase the acidity level of the pickled item. So you are going to need to use both bottled lemon juice and this, or just eliminate this and use the bottled lemon juice. Again, the amounts will be in the blog content and I'll link it in the descriptions for you. The other thing you want to make sure of is to remove all the pits from there. The pits will cause kind of a bitter content. So if you can remove as many of the pits as possible, it's going to create for a better taste. The herbs and spices that I used in this recipe are very, very simple. Basically, mustard seeds, dill weed. You can use fresh dill if you want, but I use dill weed because that's what I have right now, and crushed red peppers. The peppers are actually optional. You do not have to use them if you don't want anything of a spice in there. And that's it. That's all I use. It's very simple. It's very basic, but it's going to give you enough of an amazing flavor to use this with anything you want on salads, in a Bloody Mary, or just straight out of the jar. It's that good. So you're going to notice that I'm going to pack the jars with the tips down. And the reason why is because sometimes after you process them, they become really soft. So you don't want to break off the tips and then you have an ugly end product. So we pack it basically tip down, and you just continue to pack your jar as tight as you possibly can. And once it's packed, we'll go ahead and add the brine. But this is how it's going to look. So basically, this is how you're packing it from there. the difference between my pickled recipe and another pickled recipe is the fact that I use white wine vinegar. This changes your flavor of your pickled item immensely. If you ever get a chance to substitute the vinegars, go ahead and do it. This particular pickled asparagus is with the white wine vinegar. So it's a 5% acidity, so it's still safe to be able to be used for pickled goods. Just make sure, because so many vinegars are less than 5%. 5% acidity, white wine vinegar, an excellent product in the end. Okay, so once your brine reaches a hard boil, and again, the brine is in the blog, and the blog will be in your descriptions, go ahead and fill up your jars with the brine, making sure to leave at least about ½ inch headspace on this one. Some of these are a little bit taller, so I'll go ahead and push them back down underneath the water, but that's okay. Sometimes it happens like that. And then that's it. Once it's on, we'll go ahead and we're gonna put our lids and our rings on and process them in a steam canner. At this, go ahead and wipe your rims of your jars with a nice clean towel and make sure you have no residue on there. Add your warm lids. They must be warmed, not boiled, but just warmed, and your rings finger tight to just hold the rings in place during the steaming process. Add your jars to the steam canner. I'll post in the descriptions what a steam canner is and how to utilize it and where you can get one from. But the processing time is the exact same as a hot water bath canner would be. I forgot to shoot the end clip for this video, so here I am doing it really quick right now. So that's all there is to pickled asparagus. What makes it different than what you're gonna find anywhere else is this type of brine that I use, the basic amount of herbs that I used in it, and the type of jar. I got more asparagus in that size jar than in any other jar that you could have had. The other thing is in the descriptions, I'll go ahead and link the actual recipe for you guys there as well too, and a link to my book, because I have other great recipes in my book as well. And then I'll give you a couple other links that I talked about in this particular video. But that's it. That's pickled asparagus for you. I hope you go ahead and like and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and we'll see you next time we shoot a video. Thanks, you guys. Have a great night.